So, the Battle of Jakku mission of the campaign, that should be considered the emotional end to this story. This final chapter, back on Pillio, is more of a tease for the Project Resurrection story DLC. And immediately you can see that Pillio is looking rough compared to the last time we saw it. I mean, when we were here back in Mission 4 with Luke Skywalker, it's like full of life. There's water everywhere. There's this like coral plant type thing. The animals look a little more vibrant, and now it just looks dead. So I'm wondering what's going on here. By the way, this is supposed to take place at about the same time as the Poe Dameron comic. In that comic, Poe is searching for Lor San Tekka, and his search leads him to the beginning of The Force Awakens on Jakku. Kylo Ren is doing basically the same thing. He's looking for the map, he's looking for Lor San Tekka, and obviously we know that their paths will converge on Jakku. And you can see Gleb here. She now has 4 eyes. I said in the Easter egg video that I did that I thought maybe Aqualish grew more eyes as they aged, but in fact, I was corrected and told that she simply had 2 of her eyes closed back on Vardos. I don't know why, maybe just to protect them, but she always had 4 eyes.
I know how I can find it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Show me where the old man took it.
So Del, obviously, we now know he has a relationship with Luke and the Force and Lor San Tekka. I don't think he has powers or anything. He probably just joined the Church of the Force, and that's how he knows Lor San Tekka. Maybe he went on their travels with them throughout the galaxy to learn about the Force, to learn about the Jedi, and find old Force relics, like we've seen Luke do already in this game and the Shattered Empire comic. And this is just a really interesting and trippy version of what happens when Kylo Ren interrogates somebody. He's kind of invading Del's memories, and we're on Scarif, we're attacking shore troopers because Del used to be a shore trooper. We learned about that in the Inferno Squad book, is that earlier on in his career, he was a shore trooper on Scarif, and then, of course, he was gone by the time the Death Star showed up and destroyed everything, but that's why we're here now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Del actually had a very extensive career within the Empire. He was a shore trooper, he went into engineering. He's kind of a jack of all trades. Pretty cool to see a TIE Striker over there. I bet eventually we're going to get a Rogue One DLC season for this game. We'll get Scarif as a map. We'll probably get the TIE Striker as a vehicle. Shore Troopers as skins.
Well, we'll just have to see.
So all that dialogue right there is actually lifted directly from the Inferno Squad book and their first meeting. If you actually spend more time in that hallway, I thought that walking would be slow enough, but if you spend more time in there, they continue talking, and there is a mention of Sign. She was Inferno Squad's 4th deceased member. I don't know why they never added a 4th member back. I mean, they had plenty of time to, and they started as a 4-person squad, but they just decided to keep the 3 of them.
You think she changed you? That your daughter changed you?
And there's the line that everyone freaked out about. Iden and Del have a daughter. So, of course, everyone thought that meant that it was Rey.
Pillio. You've been here before.
Pillio is, of course, where Del met Luke and found something larger than himself. It sounds like he sought out Luke after the Galactic Civil War. Like I said, I wonder if he joined Luke on his investigation into the Jedi and the nature of the Force, and maybe they even went back to Lothal and Mai Capo on that journey. Like he suggested on the Bespin level, Del said that he wanted to go see those worlds when they were free. We know that Lothal has a Jedi temple on it, or had, and maybe Luke and Lor San Tekka and Del all went there together.
Faith led you to the Force. The Force brought you to the old man. Where did he take the map to Skywalker?
Now we're back at the observatory, and we can see that that's where Del was captured. He was caught by the First Order when he came back to Pillio, or actually, those people there are specifically Janata security. So Pillio is in the Janata system, along with Vardos. They are both in the same system, so they're basically next door to each other, at least in Star Wars terms. They're very, very close. But yeah, those red and blue guys are specifically members of the security force on Janata. That I guess the First Order and the Empire allowed them to stay. We're fighting here. Again, we're basically battling Del's own memories. We're fighting his mind. And Kylo has chosen to fight Del here because that's where his quote-unquote family was broken, where Inferno Squad fell apart. So he wants to break Del in spirit on this planet as well. We don't really know why Del was caught by the First Order or what he was doing, why he returned to Pillio. Maybe it had something to do with the map. Maybe he was helping Luke cover his tracks, or maybe he was trying to help find Luke. We don't really know.
Please! No more! I can't.
The Corvus has been Del's home for all of these years, I assume, so that's why we keep returning here as kind of like a memory hub.
Took it to Bayora.
So the map was taken to Bayora. We don't know if that's a person or a place or what, but I imagine we're going to learn a little more about that in the Project Resurrection DLC.
Clean this up.
How are you, Del?
And here's the big reveal that Gideon Hask is still alive after about 30 years, and he's still as zealous as ever. I actually think he is a perfect fit for the First Order. Just like a blind follower,
I'm not a soldier.
a blind believer in authority and control.
Look at you, you're a coward.
That whole kind of
Traded in your
peace through fear mentality, I think, fits him very well.
fatherhood. All in cargo on the Corvus.
I wish we got more of Paul Blackthorne and TJ. I just wish we got more time with all the characters in this game because they're all great. I just wish that the campaign were a little more drawn out, that we got a little more time of Inferno Squad as a team so that you'd feel Gideon's disappointment in Del a little bit more.
Well, Aiden could do just about anything except kill me. Apparently.
Ask. Gideon. Please. Don't go after her.
Again, people have questioned who Del is asking Gideon to not go after. I have to assume he's referring to Iden, but some people are wondering if he's talking about their daughter. That's also a possibility. But based on the context clues, I just think it has to be Iden. And Gideon really going with the overkill in there.
So, Project Resurrection can continue as planned.
On the contrary, Gleb.
So, Project Resurrection. We have no idea what that's about yet. Again, that's something that'll be answered in the DLC, which is probably going to be out by the time this video is released.
An honest mistake, I assure you.
Hask says that the First Order helped rebuild Gleb's home, so I guess Vardos and the capital of Kestro, I think they're all back in business. And the cliffhanger of Del's death and the hunt for Iden, that's gonna lead us into the Project Resurrection DLC. But this is the end of the main story of Battlefront 2, so thank you guys for watching all of that. I will do an episode on the Project Resurrection DLC as well, but I hope you liked this kind of different style, this more improvised commentary. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go in the next Lore Play series, but regardless, I want to thank you for watching. If you want to start this series over from the beginning, check out this playlist right here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.